It was a very uneventful. It took a while. I think they were not interested in us for a long time. It took like 3 tries, but they finally were like, all right, fine, we'll put a record out. But they're really nice people. They have a home office in our hometown, so it's like a bro thing. It's mellow. It's nice, and they support us really well, and I'm happy about it. The process was he's really into the spirituality music and the meaning behind it and stuff. So he basically packed us into the smallest possible room. It was really hot. We were wearing like swim trunks and flip flops, and we were still sweating bullets. And we were in there like 10, 12 hours a day, and it was rough. But when we met him and he convinced us that he was the producer for us, we're like, all right. And he has a technique, and we're like, all right, well, that's your technique. I'll do it. It was not pleasant, let's just say that. But I'm glad we did it. I mean, it changed my life in a positive way. But I'm not sure I'd do it again because it's so exhausting. I think everyone should do it at least once, let's say that. Fun is in Austin, and fuck yeah is in LA. Fun is Austin, and that was terrific. It was a great experience. I think, especially it was a springboard for us because we're still a growing band, but that was a great opportunity for us to play with much bigger bands and have people come out that have never seen us before. So I was glad to do it, and I love Austin. So. It was weird because we hired a press agent for the release of that record, and she emailed us and said, "So what day are you available for David Letterman?" And we all wrote back, "Fuck you, ha ha ha." But then she's like, "No, seriously, what are the 2 days you can do it? Here are the 2 days that are possible." I'm like, "Oh." Anyway, so we went out, and I was terrified. I mean, just really terrified. And it was really early in the morning on a Thursday. They shoot 2 shows on a Thursday, and so we did the Thursday show, and that was really early. It was like, I think the dress rehearsal was like 4 a.m. and everything seemed to be going well, except that the last dress rehearsal where they did the cameras and everything moving around, I fucked up so bad that I couldn't get back on the song for like a minute. I was like, oh no. I finally did, but I was like, if I do that on live television, I'm screwed. And they're like, all right, and they're like, cut, we'll see you in 2 hours. So I had 2 hours to think about how badly I'd done at the dress rehearsal. I was like, if I do that in front of however many million people watch that show, whether they care or not, I want to do well. And so I was terrified, but I couldn't tell my bandmates because I was like, that shit is infectious. So I was like, it'll be fine. But not in my mind. I was like, oh no, we're screwed. But anyway, we got through it just fine, and it was really fun. And when we were done, I was like, I did it. And then I wanted to do it again. So I'm hoping that we can do something like that again. I hope. We went out with Dillinger and Mastodon several times, and it was cool. I think it was us and then Dillinger and Mastodon, and I think the styles are so different that it was cool. It was like being in a circus, and to see whether people care about what you're doing works versus whatever everyone else is doing. So it felt like an experiment, but a really fun one because the crew, all the guys in those bands are so fun that it was like it was a super fun experiment. And I think it was a success because, we're still doing it. They let us get on stage again, so I guess it's all right. Does anyone really care about it these days. I mean, I don't know that even matters. I mean, it's cool. It's cool because I might make the Christmas letter my mom puts out every year. I really don't know if that has any real world application, but it's flattering, and you're like, oh, okay. And to some degree, you're like, well, you know, I've been playing music for whatever 30 some years. I'm like, oh, and so I guess it makes me feel like I exist a little bit, which is bullshit because that gives credibility to them. Because I feel like you exist no matter what you're doing. But to some degree, like, oh, our band is a band. I don't know, but there you go. Well, I've been playing music since I was a small child. I played like plastic recorders and that kind of thing. You know, the school system basically made me a musician because I found that I enjoyed it. My mother sings in the church choir, so I think that we're a musical family. So I think there was some kind of, you know, I think I would give a lot of credit to my mother, but also the school system, you know, had leaned towards, they valued music. But as far as playing guitar, I think there was a fellow named Preston Pringley, and he got a guitar, and I was like, you have a guitar? And it was all pointy and, you know, heavy metal, and I was like, oh, and I just heard like Van Halen for the first time, and I was like, I want to do that. And luckily my mother's, you know, very into music. She's like, I will get you a guitar, and I got like a Roadstar 2, and I started playing guitar, and then I got into it. We played in a basement party for a New Year's party, and it was probably 40 really drunk people, and we didn't know what we were doing. I mean, we was just a new band. You know, every time you have a new band, you're like, I don't know if anyone's going to give a shit about this. But we did it, you know, and we got mixed reviews. Our friends were like, well, you know, you should probably not move around so much or whatever. They had a lot of comments about how we were doing. But in general, it was good. But any new band, who knows where you're gonna be? So, but yeah, it was wicked for a basement party. Well, I can't really say. I'm not a big fan of live albums because I'd rather, if it's going to be live, I want to be there. Usually the sound quality sucks. When I was a kid, I had a couple of Misfits live albums, and they were terrible. But it did really make me want to see them live. I don't know. I mean, I guess at some point maybe we'll put out a live album ourselves, but I don't know. It's better to just go see a band. You don't need a record that's like, oh, it's live. It's like, no, it's not. It's on a record. Simon and Garfunkel would be fabulous.
Absolutely.
Just to really bum out the crowd. No, that's not why. It's because I would love to be able to hang out with those guys and share chips backstage because I love that band so much. Sandrider, Helms of Lee, Whores, Soundgarden, and Black Sabbath Ozzy. I'm not saying I want to break into anything. I'm not breaking into things. I'd like to be invited into things. I'm not going to break in. I don't know. I think producing could be fun, especially if there's a band that you see that you believe in, and they're young. You know, like some 20-year-old kids that have a great sound, and they might be corrupted by someone who's trying to make money off of them. And you see something that is pure, and that if I could be someone who'd be like, all right, don't listen to these fuckers. Do what you're doing and keep doing it because it's badass, and we're gonna just have you continue to do what's good and not try to make money off of it, and just make the purest version of what you're doing already. That would be very satisfying. Well, hopefully not in the toilet. I really have no idea. That's the weird thing about being in a band. It's like, well, you really don't know. I mean, you try your best and you hope that you stay relevant, whatever that means. But you never know where it's going to go. I mean, next year I could be back doing dishes. I don't know. I feel I'm lucky that I get to do it. I think we're on YouTube. Probably. Oh, well, redfang.org. Our guitar player, he's the webmaster and he kicks ass at it, and it looks very nice. So even if you hate our band, very nice looking website. I would hope that after we're done, they say, "Oh, those fellows were good." Do you think? I mean, if they could say, if they honestly thought that, that would be great. I mean, I'm not trying to please everybody, but if that's what they thought, that'd be great. Hello, I'm Brian from Red Fang. You are enjoying cutiepie.com. Continue to enjoy it.